Hi everybody, and welcome to Northern Star Sports Weekly, your weekly rundown of everything having to do with NIU sports. I'm Chris Dirtz.
And I'm John Levanich.
And we've got your rundown for what happened in Husky sports this week. John, football team had a pretty big game this weekend. They played Ohio, and it was basically a game where they needed to win if they wanted to have any chance at the MAC West title, setting up a MAC West championship game with Central Michigan next weekend. But unfortunately, the Huskies lost 38-31 this Saturday. It was really it was a messy game, you know, good atmosphere. I mean, it basically had the atmosphere of a championship game is what head coach Jerry Kill said, but Levon Brazil, wideout for Ohio, he was a beast. He basically did not want NIU to win that game. He had 3 total touchdowns, and it was basically Levon Brazil and the defensive line of Ohio. They were just saying no. They were saying no to NIU's backs. I mean, you have to look, Chad Spann and Miko Brown combined only had 48 yards on 23 carries, and I mean, this is the MAC's top rushing attack. I mean, you're not going to be able to win a game if you run like that, especially against a team as good as Ohio. So, John, what happened with the volleyball team?
Well, sticking with the fall sports, volleyball played in the MAC tournament on Friday, and unfortunately the Huskies fell to rival Central Michigan in straight sets 3-0. Megan Schoenrock, again, as she had been all year and for the past few years, was the one true bright spot for NIU. She led the team with 16 kills. However, Central Michigan, even though they had split with them during the regular season, during the conference season, however, Central Michigan was just too much. They weren't able to stop their runs, and the size for Central Michigan definitely played a factor as they were able to outblock the Huskies 8-2 in the game. NIU ended up finishing with a final record of 14-16, finishing at 500 in conference play at 8-8. So all in all, it wasn't a spectacular season, but they had their moments in there too.
Conventional wisdom says that you want to be tall to be good at volleyball.
Yes, it usually does.
Yeah.
Well, how about we go to the winter sports? What's been happening with the men's basketball team, Chris?
The men's basketball team is playing basketball, and that's good news if you're a basketball fan like me, because football is not being too kind to any fans around here right now. Basically, men's basketball went 1-2 this week. They had a big game Tuesday at Illinois. They lost that 80-61, but the final score was actually kind of deceiving. They were in the game for a little bit. They at least made it interesting against the number 23 team in the nation. Guard Brian Hall keyed a 14-3 run to end the first half and pulled the Huskies within 10. He had some great defensive plays, and also, but you have to look at Illinois. They're just a team that's going to wear you out. They're so athletic. Their freshmen really came along. DJ Richardson played solid defense. Brandon Paul, had 20 first half points. He was just draining threes left and right. And Mike Davis had another double-double with 14 points and 17 rebounds. They won against Tennessee State on Friday. Sean Kowal, center for NIU, had his 3rd career double-double with 18 points and 10 rebounds. And then tonight, Sunday night, they lost to Southeastern Missouri State. Tony Nixon hit a 3 at the buzzer to force overtime, but same story for men's basketball. They can't hit free throws, and that's why overtime is necessary.
It's a shame that they're not being able to hit that stuff from the charity stripe.
They're called free for a reason, people.
That is
Make
true.
them. I can make free throws. Put me on the team. Seriously.
I wish.
So, keeping with the fantastic world of basketball, what did the women do this week?
Well, the women, Chris, actually are a bit of the polar opposite of the men's team. They actually are 3-1 on the young season. They're actually showing some pretty good strides right now. They did suffer a setback earlier in the week to Western Illinois, a close game. They lost 50-48. Marveline Adams led the team, was in the game, and she's now started out this season with 4 straight double-doubles, so she's been a beast. But just NIU during the Western game was only 1 of 15 from three-point range, and just that lack of execution from the arc that they weren't able to do was what really helped cost them in that game. However, they were able to rebound on the road nicely, taking out Indiana University, Purdue University, Indianapolis, ooey pooey, by a score of 71-55. And that was just, size was the big difference for NIU there. They were just able to overpower them. They had held a rebounding edge of 51-28, including a 21-7 offensive rebounding edge there. It was just nothing they could do, and the twin towers for NIU is what this season is coming down to. Marveline Adams and Ebony Ellis. Marveline had 20 points and 11 boards, while Ebony had 13 and 13. So it was just one of those games where the size of NIU is just overmatched.
Same story as last season. Women's basketball just crashing the offensive glass.
Yep. And then finally, they finished up this week against Southern Illinois and were able to pull out a squeaker towards the end with them. They were able to hold on to that one 74-65, where Now again, going back to the whole charity thing, it's almost the season of giving, and NIU definitely took advantage of that from the free throw stripe. They were 35 for 44 from the line, as opposed to only 15 for 24 for Southern, and that definitely was able to be a key of the game, along with Mobley Adams again, a career-high 22 points in the Husky victory.
Good things happen when you hit free throws. Come on, men's basketball, hit your free throws. They're free. Killing me. Well, that about does it for us here at Northern Star Sports Weekly. Tune in next week where you can hear more about Husky sports. It's going to be great.